Welcome to the Game of Life Mentoring Podcast. I'm Gale Nelson, President and CEO of Big Brothers Big Sisters Miami, with a very special artistic edition of the Game of Life Mentoring Podcast here on site at the Windward Walls with two of my favorite people in the whole wide world, Jessica, Scott.
Hi.
What's going on? Well, thank you, first of all, for just being you. I mean, the fact that a few minutes ago, we had almost 30 littles here at the Windward Walls. And Jessica, we'll just say 31, because you were one of the littles.
As fun for me as it was for them,
Tell us about why that was so much fun.
When you walk into the Windward Walls, you get color and texture and excitement and energy, and it's amazing to watch people's expressions change, and especially with kids. And so having kids that are 9 and 10 and 11 and 12, having them here for a couple of hours was so enriching and so exciting, because you see on their faces, you see wonder and you see interest, and you see the ideas starting to kind of circulate. And it's just, that's what we want. We want this to be this creative hub, a place where people feel a sense of hope, where people feel a sense of, positive energy. And we got that in spades today.
Absolutely. So hope, positive energy, imagination.
Sure.
Scott, this whole partnership, Big Brothers, Big Sisters, and your involvement, let's take it back. When did you first become involved with Big Brothers, Big Sisters?
Gale, those concepts, hopes, transformation, energy, they resonate with me. And 30 some odd years ago, when I was in law school, I became a big. And actually my roommate in law school was a member of your alumni board, Goldman. And we had decided at that time that we would be bigs. And it was a great experience for us. And so when I moved to Miami, I said, where's the Big Brothers organization down here? And I found it. And Jessica and I had just gotten engaged, I think,
Yep.
and we decided that we would together do a couples match.
Yeah.
And we were matched together with a brother and a sister, and it was fantastic. It was a great experience for us, and we loved it so much that I decided I had to join the board, and I did, and I served on the board for 5 years, and it was really enriching for me.
And that's when I met you as a board member, and certainly have stayed in touch.
We have.
Every year, all the time. But when I think about family, the brother and sister, when I think about you all being bigs in a couples match, Jessica, family is as we sit here right now, as I look to my right and see your dad looking over us, looking
Sure.
down on us.
Sure.
This is special. Talk to me about family.
Look, family, there is nothing more important than trying to create a sense of family. And family can look like anything. It doesn't have to be a traditional in in how it looks. And so, for us, the Big Brothers, Big Sisters program, and the people that have been involved are family. And so we felt like, how are we using our time, and who are we using it with, and how are we mentoring young people that might not have the kinds of opportunities that maybe others have. And so, for us, it was a really wonderful experience. I am, everyone is a kid at heart, but everyone also hopefully has a deep sense of compassion and empathy, and, and a little bit of teacher in them, and a little bit of mentor and mentee. And so, it was a wonderful, wonderful experience. And there's nothing that gives us greater pleasure than now seeing, our 17-year-old participate in the Big Brother, Big Sister program, as a big, and he's part of this, the after school program. And, kids are always looking for things to do, positive things, impactful things, meaningful things. That's what makes life so meaningful, is having purpose and doing something that, when you start off doing it, you think you're doing it for somebody else, when the truth is that, what you get out of it is so powerful and so beautiful, and to impact even just one life is something that's really, really incredible. And so to see our 17-year-old do that, and, we believe if you have, if you are the parent of a teenager, or if you are a teenager, how are you spending your time and how can you make a difference? And Big Brothers Big Sisters is a place that you can make a difference.
And I saw AJ and his little brother Adam painting together. I saw them just interacting, and the smile on both of their faces is just really, really
AJ
special.
says when he goes to the Big Brothers Big Sisters headquarters that his little brother just lights up when he sees him, and that makes you feel good. And there are a lot of other kids that need bigs, and and they all kind of surround AJ and they all want to play with AJ, and so we need to get more bigs. It's really important that we have more bigs.
And that really resonated with us. When I asked AJ how his experience was there, when he would go meet with Adam at the headquarters, he said it was wonderful. And I said, how many bigs were actually there? Yeah. And he said, well, there were a lot of littles who didn't have bigs.
That's right.
Yeah.
And that resonated with us too, right? And said, we can't allow that to continue, Gale. We just can't. And use the word impact. And Jessica used the word impact. And Big Brothers Big Sisters makes an impact. We see that in the statistics. We see that in the data. It's 95% of your kids go on to college. 87% have improved behavior and academic performance. So we know it works. And so when you have an organization and a program that works, well, then we need to support that organization. And that's what we're doing.
And this relationship is...
We love you.
Yeah, well, and I love you all back. But we're about to go to another level. Yeah. The Windward Walls Foundation, an arts program at Big Brothers Big Sisters. Are you kidding me?
We're so excited.
So tell me about the Windward Walls Foundation first.
Sure. So the Windward Walls has been in existence for about 12 years now, and it's it's the largest outdoor street art museum in the world. I'm the lead curator. And our family has supported this idea of creating kind of a heartbeat to the neighborhood and creating the center for the creative class. That was something that was important to my father. It was important to my brother. It was important to my mother. And of course, it's important to me and my husband and our families. And so, we have before COVID, we've had over 3 million visitors a year here. It's some of the most glorious artwork you will see anywhere. It's a place that we created that was not intimidating, because in some cases in the past, museums and galleries felt very intimidating and not a place that a 9-year-old would be that interested in going to. Here it's different. The scale is different. So we wanted to create a space that was not intimidating, a place that everybody felt welcome, and a place that was surrounded by color and beauty and anything that when you walked into our space here, you were enamored, you were curious, you were excited, and you felt great. And so, I look at kind of the littles, and a lot of these littles deal with very big things. And so to kind of come into a place where they can just be kids, for me is really exciting. And what's even more exciting is we created something after COVID. We kind of had an opportunity to really reevaluate kind of where we wanted to take the Windward Walls for the next decade. And we also created the Windward Walls Foundation. And with the Windward Walls Foundation, and now that we are a timed and ticketed model, that a portion of the proceeds of all of the tickets go towards the Windward Walls Foundation. And we want to do really, really good things in our community with the Windward Walls Foundation. And so the Big Brothers Big Sisters program was kind of our first really, really exciting open up the arms, wrap ourselves around your organization, and try to do incredibly meaningful things together, like seating an arts department at the Big Brothers Big Sisters headquarters, like an artist in residency program that is at the Big Brothers Big Sisters headquarters, that an artist will be based there and they will give art classes to these kids, bringing kids for field trips, all of those things that utilize art to make life better for people.
And Scott, as we think about just the partnership, the new arts program, taking it all the way back to your son being this is full circle.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. For years, Gale, I would support the golf tournament. Never won, Never won it, but I would support it. And it was, on a smaller scale, let's say. And, Jessica and I talked last year, and we said, we have a real platform here at the Windward Walls. And we're globally recognized. We're recognized certainly within Miami. The artists know us. Jessica knows all the artists. We have the ability to reach so many people. And so why not use the Windward Walls and the Windward Walls Foundation to reach out to the community and support an organization that we know from our own experience, from our own history, has a real impact. And, most organizations don't really focus on the arts. So this was our opportunity to really marry two things that our family loves, which are children and the arts. And it's a perfect match. It's the art of the match.
The art of the match.
There you go.
We're going to celebrate the art of the match
For sure.
on April 16th in
So
beautiful
excited.
downtown Miami.
Yes.
A gala like no other.
At another beautiful place.
At another beautiful place.
Perez Art Museum,
Yes.
for sure. And I just want to also add, a lot of times people think that just giving money is a way to help. And it is, and that's a wonderful, wonderful thing, and that's very important. It allows organizations to do really good work. But when you give your time, that's a whole nother level, and that's a really important level. All we have is time. And if we've recognized anything after this experience over the last 2 years, how precious time is. And I think that if we can influence or impart on people to use your time to help others, to really, put your money where your mouth is, and to go find something, hopefully big brothers, big sisters, to really make an impact.
Imagination, hope, transformation, legacy. You see, folks, not so long from now, if you will, a little sister or a little brother, or how about both, will have something on one of these walls.
I hope so. I plan on it.
As a result,
I plan on it.
if you know anybody at the Windward Walls, just give me a call.
I know a person or
You know a person or two.
Too.
I cannot thank you both enough for just your heart. I mean, I will say it. I want the world to know I love you guys.
We love you too.
I want to thank you, Gale. Really, we
Yeah.
want to thank you for what you've done. And, when I was on the board, whenever it was 15, 17 years ago, and you had just joined the organization, and I know this isn't supposed to be about you, Gale, but I said at the time, here's a leader. This is somebody who's really going to take this organization to new heights. And here you are, 17 years later, and here to celebrate a great partnership. So thank you for what you've done.
It's all about family.
And we started this together. Well, he started a little before me, but we
Caught up.
I caught up, and and it is a beautiful journey that we can take together, and families can do it together, and and Miami is a big family, and we need to support each other.
Well, the legacy of Tony Goldman, big shout out to Janet Goldman as well.
You bet.
I have
Joey,
to make
for
sure
sure.
to Joey
Yeah.
Goldman as well. Just thank you both for what you do, what you mean to me, what you mean to Big Brothers, Big Sisters. And when you ask those littles, how many of you liked art? What was the response?
Everybody put their hand up.
Everybody put their hand up.
Everybody loves art. Everybody is an artist. It's just a function of finding your art form.
I love that. Here at the Windward Walls with two of my favorite people. See, life is the blank canvas.
Yeah.
How we choose to paint, how we choose to sketch, how we choose to make and express, make whatever it is we can imagine. Imagine art here. That was a message to the littles. That's a message for each and every one of you. Get involved, be a big. It's not about just writing a check, it's about giving of your time, because the next big artist is gonna be a little. Game of Life Mentoring Podcast, the Windward Walls with Jessica and Scott. Let's go.